Why did everyone in the salon exchange looks when my client said who got her pregnant? I was cleaning up my station between clients when I glanced at the booking system, and my heart literally stopped when I saw the name. Katie Harmon, 2 p.m. trim and style. And that last name was ringing every alarm bell in my head, even though I couldn't quite place why it felt so familiar. Katie walked in looking about 7 months pregnant, and she settled into my chair with that exhausted sigh all pregnant women seem to have mastered. She started venting immediately about how her husband Ryan never helped with the nursery, and how he kept telling her she was being dramatic about morning sickness. My stomach dropped when she said his name, and my eyes darted to her left hand where a wedding ring sat, confirming what I didn't want to be true. This was Ryan's wife, the same Ryan who destroyed my sister Elena 6 years ago when he left her bleeding out in surgery to go be with his mistress, the same Ryan who was updating his relationship status while Elena was losing their baby on the operating table. Katie kept talking about how unsympathetic Ryan was, completely oblivious to the fact that she was the mistress he'd been texting from the hospital waiting room, the woman he proposed to while my sister was still learning how to walk again. My hands started shaking as I sectioned Katie's hair, and Kayla at the next station caught my eye and mouthed, "You okay?" while her client was checking her phone. I nodded, but she wasn't buying it. So when Katie's color was processing and she was scrolling through her phone, I pulled Kayla into the break room and the words just tumbled out. "That's Ryan's wife, you know, the Ryan who almost killed my sister during childbirth and then disappeared to marry his side piece." Kayla's eyes went wide and she grabbed my arm saying, "Wait, the Ryan? The one who told everyone Elena was being dramatic about her pain while she was literally dying? That piece of shit actually got someone to marry him?" Word spread through the salon faster than bleach lifts dark hair, and suddenly the shampoo girl, 2 other stylists, and even our receptionist were huddled in the break room with us. Everyone had opinions because everyone knew Elena's story since she still came here for her cuts. "Men like that never change," said Brianna while filing her nails, and "she deserves to know the truth," came from somewhere in the back. But Marisol, our senior stylist who'd been doing hair for 20 years, held up her hand and said, "We're not ruining a pregnant woman's life today, but that doesn't mean we can't get creative." The group went quiet as we brainstormed, and then Vanessa, who usually kept to herself, said something genius. "Girls, what if we help her pick the perfect name? Elena. Make that bastard say your sister's name every single day for the rest of his life." The room absolutely exploded with everyone talking over each other, and Brianna literally squealed while grabbing Vanessa's hands because it was so perfect. We huddled together like we were planning a heist, with Marisol assigning positions like a general directing troops. She'd take the station behind mine for backup. Kayla would stay next to me for the assist, and the receptionist would casually walk by at the perfect moments to really sell it. I returned to Katie trying to look normal, and she continued complaining about baby names while I trimmed her ends. "Ryan shoots down everything I suggest but won't offer anything himself," she said, rolling her eyes in the mirror. That was Kayla's cue from the next chair. "Oh, I love unique names. Have you considered anything European? They're so sophisticated right now." Our receptionist walked by with towels and casually dropped, "My cousin just named her baby Elena, and everyone is literally obsessed with how elegant it sounds." I kept my voice steady as I chimed in, "Ooh, Elena really is having such a moment right now. It's sleek and European but not pretentious like some of those other trendy names." I barely got the words out before Katie grabbed my wrist and practically shouted, "That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted." And she was already pulling out her phone saying, "I'm calling Ryan right now to see what he thinks. This might finally be the one," and putting it on speaker while I continued trimming. I'll admit I got chills hearing his voice fill the salon. "No, absolutely not. What about Jennifer? Or Michelle? Or Ashley?" And Katie's face scrunched up in confusion. "But you hated all those names when I suggested them last week. Why not Elena?" she asked, and you could hear Ryan stuttering and stumbling over his words. "It's just, I don't. It doesn't feel right for our family," he managed, but Katie was already rolling her eyes at all of us in the mirror. "Well, too bad because I love it and I'm the one giving birth," she said, then hung up and smirked. "I always get my way eventually," with a wink at me in the mirror. The entire salon exchanged knowing looks while trying not to smile. 3 months later, I was stalking Katie's social media when the announcement popped up. "Welcome Elena Marie Harmon," with Ryan's forced smile in the hospital photos looking like someone was holding him at gunpoint. My sister called me crying with laughter after mutual friends told her, and we stayed on the phone for an hour. "Every time he calls his daughter's name, he'll remember what he threw away," she said, and our salon group text exploded with champagne emojis when I shared the birth announcement.